My wife, Sarah, had everyone wrapped around her little finger. To our friends, our family, she was the perfect partner, sweet, supportive, and completely devoted. I was the lucky one, they all said, and for a while, I believed it too. We had been together for 10 years, married for 6. I thought we had built a life, a real partnership. But over the last year, things started to feel off. She became distant, always on her phone, smiling at texts she would quickly hide if I walked into the room. There were late nights at the office that never seemed to add up, and sudden weekend trips with the girls that I was never invited to. When I tried to talk to her about it, she'd turn it all around on me. I was being insecure, paranoid, controlling. She'd cry, telling me how much my lack of trust was hurting her, how I was pushing her away. Her performance was so convincing that even I started to doubt myself. Was I just imagining things? Was the stress from my job making me crazy? Felt so isolated, so confused. The woman I loved was making me feel like the villain in our own story, and part of me started to believe her. But the doubt in my gut wouldn't go away, so I did something I never thought I would do. I bought a small, discreet voice-activated recorder and left it in her car, tucked away under the passenger seat. I felt disgusted with myself, like I was betraying the last bit of trust we had. But I had to know the truth. I couldn't live in this state of confusion anymore. I needed proof, one way or the other, even if it destroyed me. I told myself that if I was wrong, I'd throw the recorder away and spend the rest of my life making it up to her. A week later, she told me she was going on another weekend getaway with her friends to a spa resort a few hours away. That Friday, as she kissed me goodbye, she told me she loved me and that she'd miss me terribly. My heart ached. I watched her drive away, feeling like a complete fool. The entire weekend was agony. On Sunday evening, she came home, glowing and relaxed, telling me all about her amazing spa treatments. The next morning, with my hands shaking, I retrieved the recorder from her car. I went to my office, put on my headphones, and pressed play. What I heard shattered my world into a million pieces. It wasn't the sound of spa music or friendly chatter. It was her voice, laughing and talking with a man. His name was Mark. He wasn't just a friend, he was her coworker. The one she always told me was like a brother. They weren't at a spa. They had spent the weekend at his lake house. I listened to them talk about their future, about how she was going to leave me. She laughed about how easy it was to lie to me, calling me naive and clueless. She described in detail how she manipulated my emotions, how she made me feel guilty to cover her own tracks. Every word was a knife in my chest. The pain was unbearable, but through it, a cold, hard clarity began to form. That evening I did something I never thought I'd do. I invited our closest friends and both our parents over for dinner, telling them I had a special announcement. Sarah was thrilled, probably thinking I was going to apologize for my recent paranoia. She played the part of the perfect hostess, charming everyone. As dinner ended, I stood up. Everyone looked at me, smiling, expecting some happy news. Sarah looked at me with that sweet, loving gaze that I now knew was a complete lie. I cleared my throat and started. "I know you all see Sarah as the perfect wife," I began. "And she's worked very hard to paint me as the insecure, jealous husband lately." Sarah's smile faltered. She started to interrupt, but I held up a hand. She told me I was crazy for thinking she was seeing someone else. I looked around the room at our family and friends. Their faces a mix of confusion and concern. Sarah was now glaring at me. "But what if I told you," I continued, "that Sarah has been lying to all of us?" Then I pulled out a small Bluetooth speaker and connected it to my phone. "Sarah recently went on a spa weekend with her friends," I said, my voice steady, despite the storm inside me. "I think you all should hear what a relaxing time she had." And then I pressed play. The room fell silent as her voice filled the air, laughing with Mark, mocking me, planning their life together. The color drained from Sarah's face. Her parents stared in horror. Our friends looked from the speaker to her, their expressions turning from disbelief to disgust. When the recording finished, the silence was deafening. No one looked at me anymore. All eyes were on Sarah. The truth was out. Her perfect story had crumbled, and all that was left was the ugly reality she had tried so hard to hide. There was nothing more to say. My life as I knew it was over. But for the first time in months, I wasn't the crazy one. I was finally free. Thanks for listening to my story. If you've been through something similar, know that you're not alone and your feelings are valid. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more content.